Hey, it's Tricia Robinson. How are you? Little craziness with Facebook today. Anyway, hey, listen, today I want to talk about first things first. What I learned by spending time with some very special kindergartners today. So, if you are somebody who is trying to run in your business or run in your life and you haven't mastered the basics yet, this is probably something that's going to be very helpful for you. And if you know anybody else who is in this situation too, where you're trying to run, but you haven't learned to walk yet, definitely this is something for you. So our school had reached out to us, the community, for some volunteers, and the biggest need we had was with our kindergartners. We found that due to the reduction in staff because of our state budget, our kindergartners are falling behind, falling really behind. And what happens is, if you don't have a really strong foundation, it makes it really, really hard to build onto that. And the last couple weeks I've been working with rhyming with kids, but today I had a different group of kids. I had 3 students, and I was supposed to work with them with their alphabet. And I had never met these students before, so I decided to just kind of follow the instructions. That I'm not a certified teacher, but I know what I did to teach my children the alphabet and recognize letters. So meeting with these students today, I said, okay, let's, follow the instructions. I said, gave them each their own magnetic letters. And I said, all right, spell your names. One child was right on. She was right on. She knew her name. She picked up the letters. She spelled her name. Another child looked at me like I had, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. She dumped out her letters and she didn't get it. And then a third child, she knew a lot of the letters in her name, but she had them all jumbled up. And I thought, my goodness, it's nearly December. And I knew that when my child was starting kindergarten, she knew every letter of the alphabet. She knew most of the sounds pretty well. She might mix up B's and D's, and she might write it wrong. I mean, her writing wasn't perfect, but she understood this stuff. And then I thought, wow, you know why she understood this stuff? Because I could afford to put her in preschool, and I could afford to spend the time with my child so that she learned all this stuff. But there's kids out there who, for whatever reason, their parents absolutely love them, but the parents aren't able to spend the time with them, or they're not able to afford preschool to be able to get these kids to learn their letters. And so now we're in a situation where, because we have a budget shortfall, somebody like me is trying to help these kids learn the letters. And stick with me here, because it's not just about kindergartners learning their letters. I realized, whoa, I can't teach these kids kindergarten, to spell their name. They can't even figure out, letters of the alphabet. So I took a step back, because I recognized I'm way far ahead of where I need to be with these kids. You can't just have, you want them to be successful, you want them to be excited and happy and feel like they're winning. Just like everybody else on your team and in your business. They want to feel like they're winning. They want to feel like they're doing something right. So I needed to give these kindergartners something that would make them happy and excited and proud of what they were doing. And so I started with singing the alphabet. But I didn't just sing the alphabet. I would get stuck on words, and so a letter. So I would say to each child, give me a letter to get stuck on. And they would each pick their own letter. And I would sing the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I would be stuck, and I would be silly. And they laughed, and they were, I was pointing to the letters, and they had fun. Because if you're not having fun, it's so hard to learn. And if somebody's pushing you further than you are really capable of going, you just get discouraged. And I didn't want these children who are already probably feeling very frustrated because they're falling way behind the rest of the class. I didn't want them to feel discouraged. I wanted to figure out how I can let them go home today with a win. I wanted them to go home with a win. So it is very similar with people that you work with too. You don't want somebody to feel bad working with you. You don't want to make them feel like they're letting you down. I had 20 employees when I was at GE at, a variety of different times. And they all knew how to do their job. I wasn't managing them on how to do their job. It was very a different kind of work environment. But there were certain things that they had to do that I could help and coach and mentor them on. But I never wanted them to feel bad about what they were doing. They should feel good about what they're doing. You're going to work, you're getting paid, but you still want to feel good about what you're doing. These kindergartners, their confidence is not strong if they can't write and spell their names. And it's almost December. So my job is to help them feel good about what they're doing, build on skills every time I see them, so that the next time they see me, they're excited and they can say, "Hey, Mrs. Robinson, I was able to do this." So now I'm going to switch a little bit here, because we're talking about helping people, helping little kids, helping kindergartners feel good about themselves. This is the same with every single person in your life. When you're teaching your kids, your teammates, even your spouse, something, if you start at a level and they look at you with deers in the headlights, recognize that. Pay attention to their cues. If you're going way above where they are, take a step back. Move to the level at which they are ready to accept the learning. Because if you're paying attention to what the signals are that's being thrown to you, they will be more successful in learning whatever it is that you want them to learn. And finally, I'm getting there, I promise. If you can't walk, you're not going to be able to run. So make sure that you are building the basic skills you need in whatever it is before you start taking your business to the next level. For me, I knew like I needed to be running Facebook ads if I wanted to get business, if I wanted to do this and this and this. But my coach said to me, "Well, Tricia, you could get a lot of people paying attention to you if you had just enough friends and enough people who were following you." So before she said, "Don't run ads, don't do any of that stuff, you need to get people to follow you organically first." And so we have got a group of people, my branding besties. We've got a group that are trying to help people master the basics of Facebook so that you can build your following, build your engagement, because what you really want, hey Ainsley, thanks for joining, what you really want are people engaging with you. And if you're trying to go to the advanced level stuff when you haven't mastered the basics, if people aren't liking and commenting on your post, most likely they don't like whatever it is you're doing. If you're not being authentic and being you, Facebook is meant to be a personal connection. So make sure you're taking the time to build your basic skills. And if you're looking for help to build those basic skills, please let me know, because we have a group of wonderful, fabulous ladies who are helping each other make sure that your profile, you've mastered the basics of just how your profile looks so that you're getting more engagement, you're getting more organic. And once you've mastered these basics, then you can take things to the next level. When people are liking and commenting on your stuff, when people are attracted to you because your profile is open and warm and inviting and it leaves curiosity, once you've mastered these basics, then you can continue to build on. So just like my kindergartners that are learning the basics of the alphabet, once they understand each letter of the alphabet, or even just every single letter in their name, and then they get to spell their name, pretty exciting stuff. So same things with business. Make sure you master the basics first before you try to run full throttle ahead. Because if you try to run full throttle ahead and you don't have the basics mastered, you're gonna stumble and you're most likely gonna fall flat on your face. So let us help you. Make sure you drop me a line or send me a private message, and I will add you to our Facebook group where we're helping people just like you get more engagement and have more success with your Facebook profile. Have a great night. Take care.